to the Montrose Movie Theater. I know a lot of you are not from Montrose, and so we welcome you to our little town. And we just want to thank you for coming out tonight and seeing the performance of the Juice Blenders, which under the direction of Joel Smales. And I asked Joel what he wanted me to say about him, and he didn't have anything, so I get to make it up, I guess. So maybe I should go around and ask the kids to say something about him. That's not a good idea. Okay, but there are some people that we would like to thank that made this possible. Taylor Rental, BX3, they're at the end of this, they're going to have an outdoor reception where there will be cookies, and they're made by Jody Day, and she has a new little bakery business called Daylicious, and she's in Dimmock, and there's information out there. If you love cookies, you can order it. And then Michelle Depew and the members of the Restoration Committee for use of the theater. If this is your first time in the theater has not always looked like this. But it's beautiful now. Rena and her father, they were so helpful in helping us set this up. We said we wanted to bring steel drums to Montrose, and they jumped right on it and were very helpful. Noelani provided some decorations for us, but we got all these steel drums and didn't really need decorations. But if you need anything tropical, you can hit up Noelani. At the end of the performance, we're going to be taking an offering. So everybody, these are just emergency exits. So everyone, when you exit out, we're collecting an offering to pay for the performance because it wasn't free for us. So, and one other person who didn't want me to thank her, Mary Ann DeWitt, who really, thank you. Really, she just, her love of music and of her granddaughter brought this program to us. Many times we were going to give up, and we just kept, persevering through, and she kept getting more people on board to make sure that it happened. So we thank Mary Ann for that. And I think that's it. We have some kids from Montrose that will be joining them. Should I introduce them, or are you going to introduce them? Okay, he'll do that. So Joel is bossy. We know that one. All right, she did laugh loud. Okay, so let's hear it for the Juice Blenders.
Thank you very much. Wonderful to be here. We are the Juice Blenders Steel Drum Band from Binghamton High School. Over the course of this evening, we're going to play a lot of music that sounds like that. Sounds like you're on a cruise ship. But the cool thing is you're not. So if you get motion sickness, you're welcome. If it rains tonight, not my fault. But we're going to play a lot of music like what you just heard. We're going to play some pop tunes. We're going to play some music where we can get some audience participation. We have some special guests. We're going to explain the history of these drums. We're going to explain, remind me, where we got our name from. This will be the first concert where we have explained our name. And it's quite exciting, very exciting. And so that was a tune called Tobago Jam. And now we're going to play a tune written by my mother's favorite composer, me. My family's the only one not laughing at that because I say that every single gig. This is a tune called Island Hopper.
Didn't start yet.
For those of you that were here for the 7 o'clock showing of Lincoln, it's going to be a little bit later. Thank you. So this is most of our band. A couple of students are not here because they had a track, cross-country meet, a track meet. Something horrible like that. And so these students are in grades 9 through 12. Let's look at all our 9th graders. All our 9th graders. So these guys just learned, I don't know, 6 months ago or when we started school. And our 10th graders, where are our 10th graders? 11th graders, and our 12th graders. And these two ladies just learned about 3 weeks ago, right? So this is their first concert. So a lot of these students are not drummers or percussionists, you know, what you would think with a steel drum band, but a lot of them play saxophone and flute and clarinet and other instruments like that, along with drums. There are some chairs down here. If some of you are interested, we have some 4 seats over here. We have the loud seats right up front here, and a bunch of seats here. If you're interested and you want to come sit down, or if you want to stay in the back and dance, that's great. This next tune is a tune called Kariba, and it's written by a friend of ours who lives in Vestal, and he wrote it for his kind of like a jazz fusion band, but we've kind of made our own arrangement of this tune. It's called Kariba. So, this is not the first time that we have been in this building to play music, but it's the first time we've had an ensemble this size. We started in, I think, 1999, and probably within 2 years, there was some event going on here, and we were invited to play. We had like 4 or 5 students in the band, and we knew like 3 songs. And so we played the same songs over and over. We changed the tempo. Say, hey, this is, Seat Cushion. And we changed the name of the song and fake our way through, some music. But it was pretty fun. And all our old drums were old, and so we've been blessed with some new instruments. So, with that in mind, I'd like to explain to you these drums a little bit. We are a school, and so we like to educate. And so you're probably wondering, how many of you have seen or heard a steel band before? Seen or heard a steel band? Oh, forget it, you don't need to be educated. Okay. Our next tune, just kidding. We will anyhow. The steel, anybody know where the steel drum, BHS parents cannot answer this, and we'll have prizes. You have to raise your hand for this one. Where did the steel drum originate?
Jamaica.
Where? Way in the back.
Jamaica.
Jamaica? Close. You're one of us. You're one of us.
That's all.
Right here with the...
Africa?
Africa? Close. Not as close, but close. Cuba. We're going to be here a while. Starts with a T and it rhymes with Trinidad. Trinidad. Did you know that in the back? Did you know that? Give him a pen. Come on down. That's real plastic, that pen is. Real plastic. All right? Has our old website on it, in fact. So they started in Trinidad really by accident. The drums that Kyle back here, if you can see him, there's a drummer back there, was considered, it was outlawed, it was banned. You could not play those drums and those instruments because a lot of times, because of slave trade from Africa, they thought that Africans were, creating an uprising and starting to, communicate with their drums with each other, and they weren't. They were just, playing drums and having fun. But drummers aren't smart enough to, do that sort of thing. I'm a drummer, so I can say that. We just like to hit things. There's no ulterior motives. Hey, it's fun to make noise. So drums were outlawed, but people still like to play things and make music. And so, really before the 1900s, this all started playing on pieces of bamboo and playing on. Paint cans and playing on biscuit tins and bottles and spoons and jugs and all sorts of things that I've just gone blank for. But so anyhow, the United States had a naval base in the island of Trinidad and Tobago, and these 55-gallon oil barrels were just sitting around doing nothing once they filled up their ships and their airplanes with oil. And so because the Trinidadians discovered that a garbage can and a paint can, you could get some tones out of. Those were really the first steel drums. They thought, hey, you know what? These drums are larger and they're more solid and stronger, and I bet we can do more with them. So they took the 55-gallon barrel and they started experimenting with it and banging on it and hitting it and discovering, yes, it does the same thing as my paint can and my other garbage cans, and I can get some different tones. The first steel drums made out of 55-gallon barrels were pretty crude drums. He can, okay, never mind. Get my grade book out later. So anyhow, it took maybe 10, 15 years, and all of a sudden they started to develop, 3 notes, 4 notes, 5 notes, 6 notes per drum. There was actually gangs that would fight each other over who had more notes on their pan on different parts of the island. It was a terribly violent thing. Parents did not want their children involved with it. Parents still don't want their children involved with it. In fact, I'm going to sneak out the door here before our band parents come down and catch me. But then over time, they made an agreement to be at peace with each other. and to work in harmony and to create great music. And so, well, we're gonna just walk up and down the aisle with these pans here. We call them pans because they look like a wok, right? They look like a pan, a barrel. And just show you the part that we're playing on these drums. Would you guys walk these up and down the aisle? The part that these is the former bottom of the pan, and it's just it's still the original bottom. It's just very thin. It's been heated. It's been pounded out, and it's turned into a note. There is a pattern of sorts, but not really. So we have our lead pan. All these shiny silver pans in the front are our lead pans. They play the melody. Margot, you want to play us a little melody of something? Play us a little Reno. We just played on your pan. So this is when you're listening to the songs, listen for this. Listen for the melody first. Go ahead, Margot. Very nice. We can play full scales on these. Every scale we can play. And so anyhow, that's our lead pan. And so, which is just a 55-gallon barrel cut short and pounded very deep, probably 7-8 inches deep. Okay? And so we get a lot of notes. Our next voice down, supposed to be like the soprano in a chorus, is our alto voice. And this is our double second pan that Ariel is playing. Ariel will be going to Cornell University next year. And they have a steel drum band. Pretty cool. So she's playing, she and Dylan and Allie here are playing the double seconds, and they strum. They can play melody and solo, but they strum. Would you strum a little bit for us? So you'll hear that while the melody's going on, much like a guitar player or piano player would strum. And then our cellos here, we have cellos down on this side, we have cellos over on this side, half of a barrel. They have three drums. We have one drum. Double seconds have two. These guys have three. They're not as deep, and their notes are a lot larger. And sometimes these are called guitar pans because they also strum. Would you give us some? So there's that. And then our 55-gallon barrels are way in the back. The blue pans and the red pans. That none of these ever had oil in them. Our first steel band, our drums had oil, but these are all just made now for pan, but it's still cool. They're maybe a couple inches deep, not very deep, and they have 3 notes per drum. They have 6 of them each. And Veach, would you give us a little demo of our bass?
Beautiful.
And then when we put it all together, it makes a very nice blend. We also have our drums in our engine room. This is a brake drum off a car. There's a black Chevy. Careful going home tonight. This is just a brake drum, which is part of every steel band. And then shakers and cowbells and things like that. So if you're still awake, we're going to play another song for you. And this is a tune that we would like to dedicate to a woman that would not like to have a song dedicated to her, but she really made this concert happen. This is a song called Marianne, very popular Caribbean tune. This was up to Marianne DeWitt. This is a great hammock tune. I call this a hammock tune because close your eyes if you like and fall asleep. If you're a snorer, it'll be fun for us. right, so how would you like to hear your own Montrosian steel drum talent take the stage? All right. I was gonna like just say, oh, let me pick 3 random people and show you how to play some stuff, but then you think we're all like, I don't know, not that good. It takes a lot of practice. These guys work very hard, and so do these 3. So please welcome Jake, Lizzie, and Maverick. Where are these guys? We're going to be playing a variety of steel drums, and well, I think mostly just steel drums and drums, because I didn't bring anything else. Jake, back there. Guantanamera. This song is going to feature, earlier we had a song that had a soloist, Margot Papistrat, of Park Diner. How many Park Diner fans? Anybody make it come down to the Park Diner? I hope you like it, because that's her family that has that. If you don't like it, never mind. How can you not like a Greek diner, right? Am I making you hungry? Popcorn in the back. So this is a tune called Guantanamera. It's just an island tune. And it's going to have a lot of people solo in it. Most everybody here in the front row. It's just you'll recognize the tune, and then just like a jazz musician, plays the tune and then they solo. I'm just going to take their skills and play some stuff for you. This is Guantanamera. that? We're going to play another tune for you from Disney's Lion King. Actually, before that, it came from... The cover of the album has 4 squares on it: red, green, blue, and orange. I'm told you're gonna know this tune. It's "The Lion Sleeps Tonight." If you want to sing along, please feel free. We're going to play one more tune with our guests and then take a short break, and then we're going to ask them to come up again and play some more with us. But we thought it'd be good to give you a little break. And if you want to come up and see the instruments, now would be a good time. Check out the concessions here. We do have CDs for sale. We have 3 different CDs. Our most recent is a live CD of some Christmas tunes, holiday tunes, and some calypso music like you've heard tonight. And then we have a CD of all original music that I wrote and students wrote, and then a CD that pretty much is none of the songs that you've heard tonight, but it's a lot like the songs you've heard tonight. If you're enjoying tonight, that would be the CD for you. They're $10 each, or all 3 for $30. I applied for a math job, I think, in high school. I don't know what happened. There's 3 kinds of people in this world: those who can count and those who can't. So if you want to come up and see these, we'll play this song. It'll take like 10 minutes, stretch our legs a little bit, and feel free to ask these guys questions. We played a World Physics Conference up at Cornell University a number of years back, and the physicists were we were like rock stars, dude. Because I don't know how this works, but they thought it was just quite profound, and so it's cool. We played this song earlier, but we want to do it with our guests. Are they doing a great job? Jake? This is Island Hopper Revisited. much. We're going to take about 10 minutes and be back for some more of your Calypso Island favorites.
He said,
I was shocked.
Right, yeah, that's how I know.
We so appreciate having the chance to come down here and play, show you our instruments. These guys, really, really, really proud of these guys. We played all over New York State and throughout parts of the country, all over, and down in New York City, and had some really great times playing. Every time we play, it's always a great time, and it's no different here. Thank you very much for making this such a wonderful event. I'd like to once again thank our guest drummer Jake, our guest piano player Lizzie, our guest pianist Maverick. Thanks, Maverick. We're going to play a couple more tunes for you. And, this is, there's a steel drummer named Andy Norell, who is a very famous jazz steel pan player. In fact, his dad is one of the ones responsible for bringing pan to America from Trinidad. He heard a steel pan band, and one of the earliest innovators of the steel pan is this man, Ellie Minette. He taught Ellie Minette into coming up to help him get kids off the street in New York City with the YMCA, and started a steel band there, and ended up having like 40 steel bands for all these kids, all kinds of pan stuff, and it really turned out to be a positive thing. And his son ended up being like one of the greatest jazz pianists ever. And so this is a tune called "Play One for Keith." play one for Keith, one of our favorites. Go to YouTube and find Andy Narell, and then buy all his CDs, and you'll live happily the rest of your life. We've never done this before, except in rehearsal. We're going to add a saxophone to our song. We played a song earlier this year in our stage band, a tune called Arubian Island, in the awful key of A flat. That's not so bad for band, but then it's a really cool song, so we thought, hey, this would be fun for band. We meaning me. These guys weren't really hip to the idea. Saying, hey, why don't we learn a song in A flat? Yeah, that'd be cool. And so we took this tune and arranged it for steel pan. And Connor's going to play saxophone on it. Connor, what do you think of B flat? This is Arubian Island. I'll play a couple more tunes for you. This next tune is written by our senior trumpeter and cellist, steel drum cellist. Michael Schwartz will be heading to Onondaga Community College in Syracuse next year for a music major. And this is a tune he wrote for us called Carabica. Thank you once again for letting us into your humble abode. And you can find us on Facebook somehow. Ask your kids. I don't even know how. And there's like 2 pages, and I think you wanted the one where you can like us, if you like us. And so we're going to play one more tune for you. Thanks a lot for listening. And this is, we're going to be at the Hartford Fair in August. That helps you a lot, right?
23rd.
When?
23rd.
August 23rd. Any idea what time?
I think you said noon to 1.
Pardon me?
I think noon to 1.
Noon to 1. We'll be there. At the very cool pavilion. Shade Pavilion. And then go over and buy nice ices and things. Support there's a band, the Montrose band has a booth that had milkshakes last year that were like ridiculous, which is good. Ridiculous is a good thing. And then some other schools had Mountain View, I think, had a booth there, so go just buy food from the bands. So this is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Thanks very much for listening.
practices. You guys can't hear me? And thank you for driving all the way down here in Pennsylvania, and you'll drive home and get your car realigned. And sorry about that. Yeah, it's bad. Sorry. We didn't tell you that before you came. But anyways, out the back we have snacks that are out front, and they're provided by the Taylor Rental BX3. And there's a basket if you put money in it, so we can pay them. And that's it. I hope everyone has a great night. Thanks for coming out. Thank you so much. If someone lost a pair of sunglasses in the bathroom, they're on the desk.
Coming to get you now? Yeah. Come out with more doors. You want to go ahead and do it? Right here at the bank. Hey, Chris. That's okay. Right.